Caleb, you were able to find DJ twice in the end zone today.
Yep.
How do you think his presence and your connection with him really helps or improve your offense?
Yeah, I think being able to obviously get DJ going, having 2 touchdowns, I know is big for our confidence as relationship and things like that for this year. And then also just, having one of our star guys get going, it only builds momentum for us as a team. And so it was good to see that. It was good to, get him in the end zone a couple of times. I know he's been wanting that. And, that's something that doesn't always happen, even if you're primary in routes and people cover you, all of that. So being able to get him, in the zone a couple of times, we're excited for it. And we got to keep growing that and keep building on that. But,
What did you see on the free play?
Yeah, they ended up just dropping DJ. Saw I think Ramsey was at safety, ended up taking the number 3 receiver, and the corner didn't overlap or anything like that, or the defender over DJ just dropped him and didn't run with him, and so went through the read, went middle first, went to DJ, and he ran a great route, just threw him a ball, and he made a great play.
Caleb, the strip sack.
Yep.
I know it's probably as a quarterback hard to just go down for safety, but is that what you're supposed to kind of do in that spot? Or?
Yeah, it's what I'm supposed to do is just throw the ball away. In that situation, just throw the ball away, live to fight for another down, and yeah, that's it.
How do you look at a game like this? You had the 3 touchdown passes. You guys had an opportunity to put them away.
Yep.
But you get the win. I mean, how do you kind of balance that as you assess yourself?
Yeah, you don't apologize for any wins in this league, and I think that's a historic organization over there, and they got a bunch of great athletes, a bunch of great coaches and things like that. So like I said, you don't apologize, but you do understand where you can be as a team, what we could have done out there, and that's the frustrating part. And it starts with me, and it funnels down everybody else. Missing a few passes and a couple passes that recently that I've been kind of just surgical with, and missed those passes today, and it was frustrating. But trying to stay positive for the guys. Just know what type of game it's going to be. They were running the ball well and things like that, and so they were using a lot of clocks. We weren't going to have many possessions, and so trying to be positive for those guys, and not get too frustrated in those situations. And then from there, we gotta it's I said it before. We gotta learn from. It's nice when you get to learn from wins, and you find ways when you have mess ups or all these different things to find ways to win. But also understand that we have so much left in the tank and we can be so much better.
Montez said it's not the same old Bears right now.
Yep.
Do you feel that? Do you feel the idea of kind of turning the tide here?
Yeah, I mean, we're an 8-3 team in the National Football League, and so we feel good where we're at, but we do got to get better. And I would say, we don't feel like we're the same old Bears. We pull through for each other when it matters most, and so. We got to keep getting better, like I said. It starts with me on my side, and then we'll keep growing from there.
What happened on the delay game?
Yeah, we ended up lining up wrong, and trying to get it all situated, and didn't want to run a bad play or a play that was all messed up from the jump, and so move back a couple yards and try and go get it from there.
You said this week that you wanted to go say hello to Rodgers.
Yep.
Happen?
Yeah. Right after the game, we end up saying hello, get healthy, and and moved on from there.
How important was that drive coming out of halftime? I think you went 5 for 5.
Yep.
And so just coming out of that first half, what did that drive mean from moving forward for you?
Yeah, it was good for us just because kind of how right before half kind of played out, to be able to get the momentum going back in our favor and things like that, and get moving along back where we want to, kind of get going. And, we got to have more of those from my side to running to whatever it is. We, overall, just offensive, we got to have more of those because we got a bunch of talent. We got, great coaches, and, they were, doing a great job today. And like I said, we got to have more of those.
The locker room seemed a little tamer today than it's been after other wins. Is that just a sign of you guys getting kind of used to and expecting these kind of outcomes?
No. You don't ever get used to winning. It's one of the best feelings in the world, and so you don't get used to it. I think y'all just kind of came in a little late. Everybody was dancing, and having fun, going around shaking hands, celebrating and congratulating each other, and showing appreciation to each other, because it takes all of us, and that's something that we said in the locker room. It takes a village, it's we had guys step up and step up big for us today, you can't, like I said, you never get tired of those, and you can't get tired of these type of wins.
You know, about guys stepping up, obviously watching that defense today do what they did with a lot of guys getting their numbers called. What was that like?
Yeah, it's what we needed. And so we didn't expect anything less, but we are appreciative. We are proud of the guys that did step up, because it was a big game for us, because this was the only game we had this week. And so, being able to focus on that, being able to, get everybody, going, having confidence, having belief in themselves is important. And then from there, we got to go out there and execute. And, the guys did a great job today.
You mentioned some frustration with your accuracy.
Yep.
When you're in a funk like that, how do you pull out of it?
Yeah, you next play mindset, and then from there, you just got to go out there and execute.
Is it
What are the
footwork? Is it
worst-
footwork? Or what do you
Today, I just in the beginning, it didn't feel like I got into a good rhythm. I was missing passes, and it was it was kind of weird. It was just I wasn't too frustrated like the couple of weeks ago where I was just missing, and I got supremely frustrated and things like that. I understood, and I wrote on my notes for myself to stay positive for myself, but also the guys. And I think I did a solid job with that this week, and just was missing, and it was like I said on passes and routes that I've been hitting the past couple of weeks and been pretty good with. And so we'll figure it out. We'll go back and watch and figure out why.
Yeah, like what did that first kind of stuff by the defense, that 4th and 1 touch push situation? It was big, goal line or 4th down stand.
Mm-hmm.
What did that do for the offense then?
Yeah, it's great in those moments. Those are momentum plays, especially when the defense gets going and they make a big play like that for us. And we want to go down and score, whether it's turnover on downs, a big 4th down stop, and things like that, or it's the turnovers that they get for us. And so we'll keep doing a good job with it, and doing a better job with it in those moments. But it is a momentum shifter and things like that for us.
What were you seeing over the middle of the field today? All 3 of those touchdowns came that way.
Yeah, I think this year I think I've been pretty solid over the middle. It's something that we've worked on and something I've been working on. This year, but also throughout my career, is just finding ways to be able to attack all 53. And make the defense have to cover all of that. And so, I think today, Coach did a great job calling the plays. The guys did a great job running great routes, and the O-line, they did a hell of a job today. That one sack was on me, but they did a hell of a job today protecting me versus that D-line. And so, with that being said, just deliver a good ball and let the guys go make plays for us.
Is it too early for Bears fans to start thinking playoffs?
For them, if they want to think that, that's fine. But for us, it's just the next game. And like I said, if we go 1-1, which is 1-0, in each week, we'll be exactly where we want to be, and they'll be here, supporting us, cheering us on like they always do. Awesome. The Bears.